everybody? Welcome back to the SoCal Tram. I'm Matt.
And I'm Caesar.
And today, before we get into this fancy looking green bottle, that's right, we've done a lot of bourbon recently, so Matt had to get a scotch in here. We just want to say, if you're new here, we appreciate you stopping by to check out the review. Also, did you know that 74% of our reviews lately have come from viewers just like you, people who are not subscribed? So do us a favor, hit that subscribe button. Not only does it help us out, but then you get to know whenever we drop brand new videos. If you are a returning viewer, we appreciate you sticking around. Everybody hit the bell, that way you know whenever we drop a brand new review. Caesar, what do we got on the bar?
Today we got something I'm scared to try from your bar, my friend.
That's right. I brought a smoke bomb to the bar. That's right. I brought the Laphroaig, aged 10 years, Islay Single Malt Scotch Whiskey, otherwise known as the Cigar Smoking Walrus. Let's get to it. Laphroaig 10-year-old. That's right. If it sounds like a pirate made the name, chances are it's from Islay. I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit about it. On the far edge of the Scotch whiskey map, it's supposed that the art of distillation was first brought to Islay by Irish monks. Being remote, it's an art that flourished in the hands of the islanders, whose illegal operations tested the resolve and means of the tax man. That's right, everybody got to pay their tax. Eventually, the law relaxed. Various whiskey makers set up legitimate distilleries, among them a pair of farmers, Donald and Alexander Johnston, who in 1815 founded the distillery on their island's south coast. Laphroaig, so called after its location, excuse me, Broad Hollow by the bay, it would remain in the family hands for the next 139 years. That's kind of cool. Aged for 10 years and distilled following traditions laid down over the last 200 years by a succession of passionate and skilled master distillers, this is a truly classic single malt Scotch whiskey, made from malted barley which is first cold smoked and then dried over peat fire. The smoke from this unique Islay peat gives Laphroaig its particular rich flavor. This peated whiskey is renowned for its bold, smoky taste, followed by a hint of seaweed and a surprising sweetness. Full-bodied with a long finish, it truly embodies the quintessential Laphroaig character. I'm excited. It's been a minute. I haven't had this since I had COVID way back in February. Fun story about this. I think I mentioned it in one of the reviews at that time that when I got it, I thought maybe I was losing my sense of smell. So I asked my wife to go grab the Laphroaig 10 and so I could try to see if it just would smack me in the face. Not a whiff. Nothing. Yeah. It was super weird because this is probably the smokiest smoke to ever smoke bottle that I own. And I'm really excited about it. And yes, it's a bit hyperbolic. Yes, I'm kind of overplaying it. But my point is, if you are not into smoky whiskey or you're new to smoky Scotch, maybe pump the brakes before you get this one. Now, they say all roads lead to Islay. We've been doing this close to 2 years. You know about it. We've been teasing that out for a little while. And we've had some smoke on the channel. But this is one that I kind of wanted to reach up and smack Caesar in the back of the head with. So what are you expecting as we get into this?
I am expecting unsettling Christmas tree burning.
Ooh, interesting.
But that's always what I expect with smoky stuff. But goes to show that the Ardbeg, it's all I ever got at the beginning, but it turned out to be amazingness. So I hope the Laphroaig does the same thing. Does the same thing for me.
Again, you just got to say it violently. Laphroaig. Yeah. This is one that I was very leery of. So the first time I had this was actually on my honeymoon. We were in New Orleans, and there was this bar. I think it's Lafitte's Tavern, if I'm not mistaken, is what it's called. It's supposed to be like the oldest bar on Bourbon Street.
Lafitte's would have Laphroaig.
It's straight up like tiny hole in the wall, like looks like it's out of like, you know, new colonial England type of bar as far as from the outside, because it looks so run down. And you go in and it's just hopping. Like you can't find a place to stand. Getting into the bar is insane. But my wife, love her death, bless her heart, was super drunk. And she's like, "We gotta go there. They got a purple daiquiri drink." And her coworker had told her they have purple drink, and so we went there. And sure enough, they had like a purple slushy alcohol drink. And I was looking for a scotch, and it's super dark. I couldn't really see, but I saw the Laphroaig, and I'm like, you know, I drink this. Give me that Laphroaig. And homie gives it to me half full in a red cup.
Oh, damn.
In a red cup. A red cup of Laphroaig.
Damn,
y'all never done that?
Damn.
Don't do it. It ain't fun.
He's like, no one else orders this. Here you go.
I think that's what the bartender was like. Oh, damn, this thing's full. Let me just load it up. And I think I paid $7.
Damn. Damn.
I was kind of like, oh. I literally was like, oh, like,
and in plastic
like,
too.
Straight up, I was like, I was walking from a beach bonfire or something. It was crazy. But you know, furthering the story, I took a couple of sips, and I don't know if it was just because I was fairly drunk myself, but I was keeping it together, and I was just like, I can't do it, man. It's so like.
It goes in the purple drink.
It's a whiskey sin, but they had like an old fireplace that was like in the middle of the bar. Like,
no.
It's a really dope bar, right? And so I didn't throw it in, but I casually just left the cup.
Let it melt away.
I drank about half of a red cup.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, I can't. I'm done, dude. Call the Uber. I'm done. I'm like, I'm going to get pulled over and like, what's that smell? Not alcohol.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's a bonfire. What seems to be the fire officer.
That is funny.
So that's my fun story about Laphroaig. But all that to say that I actually really enjoy it now. So again, all roads lead to Islay. This one is presented at 43% ABV, alcohol by volume, to all the uninitiated. And again, it's aged for 10 years. This is going to be fun. Let's get into it.
All right. Dang. We'll see.
I kind of want to see what you think on the nose, because like I can say my pieces, and I know I've told you a little bit, but I'm kind of wanting to see what you think.
Yeah, no. I'm expecting a lot of bonfire. Can't believe you drank half a red cup.
Okay, so we worked in Huntington, right, or Westminster, but at night during the summer you can get a lot of that ocean breeze coming in, right? This smells like that ocean breeze coming in off the shoreline. This smells like seaweed, water, vegetal, medicinal, like it's all those flavors that you're like, I don't know if I'm into it, but once you sip it, it becomes this just sweetness thing that I really enjoy. And again, not everybody gets that out of it on their first go around, so again, I'm excited to see what this one gets into it, but I'm gonna get into it because again, I really just enjoy this.
I mean, like the way I like to look at it is like, at first I was never into smoky stuff. But after I accomplished everything else, like all the Scotch, Irish, you know, bourbon, rye, whatever, after I accomplished my palate for those stuff, I realized that the more I have, I guess this is where the all roads lead to Islay, right? Because it's just like, once you've had everything else, it's like your palate wants to stay interested. Like, all right, what else can I overcome? What else can I immune to or like or evolutionize? So I think smoky is the next step for me. Like, I need to have a lot more smoky stuff, so that way I get that bad taste out of the way, and then once I've had enough, just have enough to enjoy and know what each smoke is distinctively is like. So we'll see what this like.
Yeah, this one is not like barbecue smoke. Like, you know, you and I have sat out in the backyard and done barbecue and stuff like that, and this is not that. It is definitely more iodine.
This
smoke.
is
there's a sweetness.
This is like a sophisticated smoke drink. This is very sophisticated.
But the nose doesn't make you think that.
Oh, no. Then again, to be fair, I don't think the nose on any smoky whiskey will let you think that it's going to be any less harsh than what you're sniffing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, this one, when you sip it, it does bam, right, with the smoke, right? But then you start getting these subtle sweet notes. Like, I remember when you used to bring those seaweed papers to work,
I love
right?
those
You
to
get
snack on.
that, right at the forefront, but then you just get this nice candy sweetness, not like sickly sweet, but like
just enough.
When you kind of get past the first bits of a Jolly Rancher and all that super sweet, and then it kind of mellows itself out a little bit. That's the sweet that you get to. Like it's really just kind of a mellow. Like the smoke stays with you. I'm not going to say it doesn't, that it goes away, because it doesn't, but it becomes more subtle and it becomes more accented. Like it's more accenting the flavors that you're getting. Again, I just get a lot of kind of generic sweetness to it. No real spice at all coming from this glass.
No.
But it's just this really nice, like I almost get like a berries and cream. It's a very creamy texture. This is one I've been excited to review because I haven't had it in a minute. I mean, I've had this bottle since March. January, and I'm only at the shoulder, so I don't hit it all that often. I do have to be in a mood for it, but when I drink it, I really do enjoy it. Again, come a long way since that little half-filled red cup.
He's like, I would have probably finished the cup by now.
God. Yeah, no, give me that. Go ahead, the whole thing, fill it up.
That's $7. Well, here's 14.
Exactly.
Fill that cup.
Like, can you just give me the bottle? I'll give you $20. You put the bottle in my hand. Had that Chris Rock 10 cents pulled in my hand. But I really enjoy this. What else are you getting on? I'm gonna put some water.
So I'm honestly say I am pleasantly surprised. I am so pleasantly surprised. This is actually probably one of the best smoky whiskeys I've had. This is really good stuff. Besides the smokiness, because obviously everyone's gonna get that. This really reminds me of a sweet Irish whiskey. Like it's crisp, light, like a Irish. And if Irish were sweet with a touch of smoke on it, I think that would be a Laphroaig 10.
There are smoky Irishes, and I've debated on picking them up, and maybe it's about time we try it. So.
Yeah. No, this definitely reminds me of more of a sweeter Irish whiskey, but with a hint of smoke, and that is very manageable, very easy to deal with. So this is actually beyond my expectations.
So what I like about this one, I think I got this for about $28. I think it was 35 or 40 for retail, but I had a coupon and with Total Wine, so I got it for like a really good deal. And I was like, you know what? For that much, what's the worst it could be? If I have to give it away to somebody or send it to a bar that I know that really likes smoky whiskey, a friend's bar that really likes smoky whiskey, I'll be fine with that. And I had a sip, I'm like, this is actually really enjoyable. I really like this. Like I spent like 28, but the retail on it's like 39.
That is
so
still,
$40.
that's
like
a
$40.
good, that's a good price though.
But here's another thing I like about it. Everywhere. Literally, you can find this Target, Total Wine, Bevmo, any mom and pop shop, like readily available. Laphroaig's got a ton of different expressions. They have one in particular that I really want to try. It's the Lore, which is finished in some sherry barrels, if I'm not mistaken. It's got a black label. It's a bitchin' looking bottle. But also, this one in particular, they have a cask strength version of it. Ooh. So it's one of those that I really want to get my hands on, but it's not difficult to find, but it's hard to find at a good price, at least in our area. But it is definitely one that if I see it and it's the right price point, I plan on picking it up because I do like this one quite a bit. I went ahead and put 3 drops of water. You put any water in it yet?
I haven't done any water yet.
Got any more thoughts, Neat?
Well, I mean, Neat is just, I mean, it's great. $40, that's really good. To be honest,
if you were to buy this bottle thinking maybe I would like it, and you spend $40, you're not going to regret it too much if you don't dig on it, because you will eventually come back to it.
Yeah, well, and like this is like I'm speaking to all you smoky whiskey fans, all you smoky whiskey palate preferred fans out there. Ardbeg is really good. Ardbeg is a staple. Is a staple of smoky whiskey.
We've done a few Ardbegs.
Yeah,
check them out up here.
This is like a high quality wee beastie. So this will beat an Ardbeg. Like this has actually beat an Ardbeg I've had before, and that blows my mind because I think Ardbeg is the standard. You know, so this is definitely better than that wee beastie. Like to a strong level.
So okay, before you have it with the water, since you've had it neat. First impressions wise, and obviously I know you've spent some time with that bottle, but first impressions, like when we first had the review, the Laphroaig 10 or the Ugadale?
First
Just curious. Granted, I know it's been a minute since we did
First
that
impression wise, easily Laphroaig.
Easily.
And this is only 40, and the Ardbeg Ugadale is like 70 or 75
you just made
bucks.
The cult of Ardbeg real mad.
Yeah, I know. No, but here's the thing too though, like after a while, like I had the Ardbeg for a year, and then it's just amazing all the way around. Better than this right now. But to go from the start, like from the start, this is better than the Ugadale, and it saves you like half the money. And that's also why I'm saying it's really good.
Ugadale's like $80.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's really good for the amount of flavors and complexity you get out of this for only $40. And it being smoky, it's like, wow, folks, you get something with your smoke, so you get your money's worth out of this. The Ugadale, you have to fight. You have to be sophisticated. You have to be top-notch, palated to distinct the differences and understand or like why it's so good.
We probably didn't know what we were doing with that review.
Yeah, which is why we're probably rated it low. Yeah, that's probably why I rated it pretty low. But now that we're
rated that one pretty high, if I remember. But it was like, look, make no mistake, folks. I don't know shit about shit. At that time, we knew even less about it. But that's one of those bottles where I would love, when I pick up one, to re-review that, right? Like, once we pass 100 whiskeys, which is still blowing my mind that at this point we will have reviewed 100 whiskeys. And I know there's channels out there, it's like, we've done 400, and that's awesome for you, but this is for us. Like, it's a very casual, non-real work committing bit. But I would be very curious to review an Ugadale again, to see what we think about it, 100 whiskeys later. So... have you tried it with the water yet? I
have, and I prefer it without water. Okay. So like at the forefront,
it's sweeter with the water.
Well, I was gonna say at the forefront, it's kind of like good, but the finish is just straight peppercorn, like straight peppercorn. It doesn't mix in smoothly with the rest of the flavors for the finish versus it being clean, at least for me. But yeah, the finish is straight peppercorn. It's like, I could deal without that.
Interesting. I still get like no spice off of this. Like, there's a subtle spicy note, but not anywhere near like a water on bourbon and it's pepper bomb, right? Nothing like that for me. With the water, for me, it becomes a bit more earthy. Which, I mean, I kind of dig. Like, if I'm thinking back to like the Belvini Sweet Toast of American Oak, that's one that sticks out in my mind a lot because of just how earthy that glass was. I really enjoy that in my Scotch. I have found over the years, and this is no different. So for me, $40 retail, 43% ABV. It's a Scotch that's 10 years old. My God, show me a Scotch these days that is 10 years old that is in that price.
Yeah, I know,
other
right?
Than Glenfiddich or Glenlivet.
I know.
It's tough. So I have to try to not be biased with that point. But I think the value you're getting here is high for sure. My heart wants to go with a number, but objectively, this is a 4. I think this is a solid 4. I was teetering maybe a 4.5, but honestly, I got to go with a 4 because are there better smoky whiskeys? Yeah, probably. Do I prefer the Ugadale to this? I would think maybe, but this is still a fantastic bottle for the price point, the availability, the flavors you can get, and the fact that like this could open up your smoke game if you're not worried about it. This is a really solid one. So it's a 4 for me. Where are you going?
So for me, initially I was expecting to rate it like low, like a 2, but after experiencing it and rating it in the smoke category, I would give it a 3.5, a solid 3.5. But let me tell you this right now. Mark my words, this review's coming out. It's gonna be around YouTube before this ever happens. If what I'm about to say is gonna be true. When Pappy Van Winkle first came out, let me rephrase that. When Pappy Van Winkle was out like 15 years ago, you were able to readily find that for like $50 on the market. And
depends on the year.
Yeah, and it was there. It wasn't something you had to fight for. Now that people know what it is, now that people enjoy it more, it's sought after. Yeah, exactly. Right now it's like $2,000 a bottle, right? So I feel that's what's gonna happen with this. I feel it's only $40 because smoky category is the last category of whiskey because people enjoy all the sweet and complex flavors before they get to the smoke because you have to fight through the smoke to know what you're getting. So with that being said, this right now at $40, I think in like 10 years it's probably gonna be like $200, $300 because people are going to eventually grow their palate because whiskey is getting popular and they're going to know what this really is. So right now, because it's hard for them to sell, I think they're throwing it out at 40, but I'm pretty sure eventually it's going to just skyrocket because people are going to open their palates enough to the smokiness and then they're going to be like, oh, wow, look at this. And now they're going to be like, all right, now people know what's up. So they're going to start skyrocketing the price. That's what I think is going to happen.
I can see this definitely raising its price point depending on how spirits do, and that's a different conversation for a different day. Maybe we do a drunk movie night and see how that pans out. However, I think because this is core range, this is readily available, I would apply that thinking to the cask strength version. But this one, if this were to crack $80, I don't know if I'd buy it. You know what I mean? Like at $80, there's a lot of good whiskey, and who knows at that point what other whiskey's available.
Yeah.
And we don't mean to get all philosophical with how the future's going to pan out, because Back to the Future 2 lied to us. I should have flying cars and a hoverboard, damn it. But what I will say is this is going to probably remain a staple on my bar, especially that price point, for a smoky whiskey, for sure. Like, this will always be a representative candidate for an Islay whiskey on my bar. But this video is getting a little long, folks, so we're going to wrap it up here. It's a 3.5 from you.
Yep.
It's a 4 from me. Let us know down in the comments, what Laphroaigs do you like? Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Don't forget, if you're new, subscribe. Check out all these other videos. We've been doing this for close to 2 years. We're coming up on Review 100. Let us know what you want to see us do for that. We love taking your feedback. You got anything else you want to add?
I don't know, but I like that one. Let us know what Laphroaig do you like?
What the Laphroaig?
What the Laphroaig do you like?
Stay safe and drink well. All aboard. Catch you next time. Hey everybody. Hope you liked that video.
Don't forget to hit that bell for notifications.
And don't forget to subscribe. We go long on Scotch reviews.
More complexity.
Yeah, it's true. You ain't got to tell me twice.